Welcome back to Pokemon episode summaries. Today, I'll be doing episode 133, Fighting Flyer with Fire. The episode begins with Ash and the gang having finally arrived just outside the Violet City gym, with Ash extremely excited, but also nervous to see what battle awaited him. Right as they're about to head in, though, they're already interrupted by Team Rocket, who are disguised as Pokemon surveyors from something called the Pokemon Bureau, whose job was to make sure that Pokemon that were sent in to battle in a gym were up to fighting standards. Ash and the gang are skeptical because they've never heard of this supposed Pokemon Bureau, but they're essentially forced to hand over Pikachu, as Jesse and James clarify that every Pokemon that entered the gym had to be surveyed. It wasn't optional. James proceeds to give a bullshit evaluation, stating that Pikachu was Class B, commenting that he was buggy, bleary-eyed, and blubberish. Team Rocket claim that this wasn't good enough and run off with Pikachu, claiming they were going to try and make him better. But their identities are immediately revealed, unintentionally, as they run off into their Meowth balloon and take off in the middle of the city. And Ash and the gang just spotted the balloon as soon as it appeared, so they're like, oh, those survey guys, they must be Team Rocket. Knowing that they were now caught, they decide to throw off their damn disguises and trap Pikachu inside of a glass cage. Team Rocket proceeds to perform their motto, but Ash cuts them off as he demands for Pikachu to simply escape using Thunderbolt, but Pikachu can't, as the glass case was electric-proof. Ash then sends out his Heracross, sending him flying up to go rescue Pikachu, but Meowth throws down a jar of super good sap, which obviously attracts the Heracross, and he flies back down to start feasting. Things were looking pretty grim for Ash and the gang, but then they noticed a dude and his Hoot on a hang glider, and after seeing that Pikachu was in trouble, the man ordered his Hoot to go rescue it, and the Hoot flew up to Team Rocket's balloon and grabbed Team Rocket's case with the hooks on its feet, returning the case to the man. Jessie was furious at this point, believing that they were finally going to get away with Pikachu, so she sends out her Arbok and has it use Poison Sting. This pokes a hole in the man's hang glider and causes it to fall. To stop himself, Hoot and Pikachu from falling, though, the man sends out his Pidgeot and jumps on its back. They charge towards Team Rocket's balloon as Jessie fires another Poison Sting, but they manage to successfully dodge it and peck the balloon, popping a hole in it and sending it blasting off, much to Team Rocket's dismay. With Team Rocket dealt with, the man lands Pidgeot on the ground and returns Ash to Pikachu, as Ash frees him from the glass case. Ash then tells the man that seeing his Pidgeot be so awesome reminded him of his own Pidgeot that he used to have, and when they battled against a giant Fearow, referring back to the last episode of Season 1. He also mentions how much he enjoyed riding on Pidgeot's back, and stating how he missed it, explaining how he had to release his Pidgeot. The man comforts Ash, stating how he could never part with his Pidgeot, even if he was forced to, because he enjoyed riding on Pokemon too much. No, not like that, guys. He further clarifies that he only really enjoyed riding flying Pokemon, since flying Pokemon were his favorite type. Brock, obviously trying to stick up for his favorite type, the Rock type, asked the man why he liked flying type so much, leading the man to reveal that it has been his dream to fly his entire life, and riding a flying Pokemon was the closest he could get to achieving that. Along with hang gliding, which he used to understand flying Pokemon better, and how they achieved flight, stating that he wanted to use those secrets that he could learn to become the best flying type Pokemon trainer. With the man having told Ash and the gang basically everything about themselves, Ash thought it was appropriate to tell the man some stuff about them, so he introduced himself and stated that he was currently in Violet City to challenge the Violet City gym leader to get his first badge, leading the man to confirm that he was in fact the Violet City gym leader, Faulkner, the flying type gym leader. This immensely shocks and excites Ash and the gang, as now Ash would be able to battle a new friend, as opposed to just a random-ass person. As they all rode up the elevator to the gym's top floor where the battle would take place, Ash promised that he would still give the battle his all, even though him and Faulkner had just become friends, and Faulkner agreed, stating that a friendship battle would just make it more interesting. Upon reaching the battle stadium, Ash and Faulkner took their positions on each side, and the referee explained that it would be a 3-on-3 battle. As the battle begins, Ash sends out his Chikorita first, with Faulkner sending out his Hoot and questioning why the fuck Ash was sending out a grass Pokemon against a flying Pokemon. Even while distracted by Chikorita trying to lick him, he explained that type matchups didn't always matter in battle. You could rely on Deus Ex Machina moments instead. No, I'm just kidding. But Faulkner doubts Ash's claim, obviously, and decides to taunt him a little bit by saying that Ash can make the first move, giving him a little advantage. Ash, even though he was annoyed by the taunt, decides to use it to his advantage and commands Chikorita to use Vine Whip, but Hoot dodges it by flying up. Chikorita tries hitting with yet another Vine Whip, but Hoot dodges this one as well by clamping onto the vines with its feet and launching off of them to go into a tackle attack straight onto Chikorita before transforming the tackle attack into a peck attack as it leans its face in, poking Chikorita with its nose. Chikorita tries to fire a Razor Leaf while Hoot was so close, but Hoot manages to fly out of the way and then smack Chikorita with yet another tackle. But thankfully, Chikorita is able to very quickly dodge this one and try and use Vine Whip, but Chikorita's efforts were futile as Hoot merely dodged the Vine Whip and finished Chikorita off with another tackle anyways. With Chikorita down, Ash recalled it and informed Pikachu that he was up next, and Pikachu was more than happy to challenge the Hoot. Hoot went for, you guessed it, tackle, but Pikachu was able to dodge as it used agility to speed away. Faulkner sees Pikachu gearing up for a Thunderbolt now, and tells Hoot to fly away, but it's unable to, as Pikachu jumps in the air and strikes it with Thunderbolt before continuing with its momentum to strike it down with a quick attack, knocking it out, much to Faulkner's dismay. Faulkner then sends out his second Pokemon, being a Dodrio, and boasts that no trainer has ever defeated it. Misty and Brock, along with Ash, were all instantly confused as to why Faulkner was using a Dodrio, as he said that he loved flying Pokemon, and although Dodrio was technically a flying type, it couldn't fly. Faulkner simply smiles, implying that his Dodrio secretly could somehow. Ash wondered what Faulkner meant by this, but he didn't have to wonder for long, as both Dodrio and Pikachu charged at each other with agility, with Pikachu preparing to use a Thunderbolt, but then Dodrio used the momentum it gained from the agility to jump up into the air as if it were flying, and proceeded to hit Pikachu with Fury Attack and Drill Peck respectively. With Pikachu severely injured at this point, Faulkner took the opportunity to charge up his most powerful attack, Tri-Attack. However, before the move could get charged up, Pikachu recovered enough to catch Dodrio off guard and bounce off of his middle head into the air, which causes Dodrio to lose focus and stop charging up its Tri-Attack, allowing Pikachu to finish off Dodrio with Thundershock. Faulkner recalls his Dodrio and mysteriously warns Ash to prepare for his final Pokemon. However, Ash wasn't scared, as he knew who Faulkner's final Pokemon would be. He made sure Pikachu was ready for the potentially final battle, and Pikachu was, as Faulkner sent out his Pidgeot, just as Ash was anticipating. Pikachu instantly tried to attack Pidgeot with a Thunderbolt, but Pidgeot simply flew out of the way and then used Whirlwind to create a strong gust, knocking out Pikachu, and also exterminating his second Thunderbolt midair. Ash recalls Pikachu back to his side and congratulates him on a well-fought battle before sending out his final Pokemon, Charizard, his powerhouse. Both Charizard and Pidgeot instantly flew up into the air, with Charizard using Flamethrower, but Pidgeot dodging using a speedy agility. This same process repeats many times. Charizard just couldn't seem to land a Flamethrower. Pidgeot was too fast. Pidgeot got sick of merely dodging though, so during one of the flamethrowers, Pidgeot used Whirlwind to send it hurling back at Charizard, therefore Charizard was knocked down by his own attack. With Charizard now a sitting duck on the ground, Faulkner took the opportunity to order his Pidgeot to use Wing Attack as it charged down towards Charizard. Ash told Charizard to fly up to avoid it, but Charizard's wing was too injured from the flamethrower, so it got hit dead on by the Wing Attack, followed immediately after by another Quick Attack. Ash began to panic, and Faulkner tried to take advantage of Ash's panicking and advised him to forfeit, stating that there was no way he could win. However, Ash was still determined not to give up, as was Charizard. Faulkner laughs at Ash's determination as he orders Pidgeot to go for a Quick Attack. Ash simply tells Charizard to fly up and dodge, regardless of his wing injury, pretending like it wasn't even there. Charizard becomes motivated by this, seeing how Ash was willing to not see Charizard as a weakling, and uses this inspiration to fly up and successfully dodge the Quick Attack. Charizard was now overconfident, but this appeared to be to his detriment, as the Pidgeot then used agility to disappear due to going so fast, and suddenly appear behind Charizard and strike him from behind with a Quick Attack. Charizard then tried to maneuver behind Pidgeot instead, but Pidgeot simply used agility to disappear again and appear behind Charizard, and hit him with yet another Quick Attack. Knowing that this process would just keep repeating, Ash came up with an idea to counter it, so he had Charizard fly behind Pidgeot yet again. But this time when Pidgeot appears and uses Quick Attack, he has Charizard turn around and use Fire Spin on it, trapping the Pidgeot. Stuck in the trap and unable to move, Ash then had Charizard pick Pidgeot up with Seismic Toss and throw it to the ground, finishing it off and getting him his first Johto Gym win. Let's go! Ash cheers as loud as he can, and Charizard breathes out a flamethrower as a way of proudly bragging to the Pidgeot. Outside the gym, Faulkner then commends Ash for his strategy against Pidgeot in the end, stating how it's inspired him to work hard and train harder. Faulkner then presents Ash with his reward, the Zephyr Badge, and wishes him good luck in the Johto League. Ash, ecstatic to have his first Johto Gym badge, waves goodbye to Faulkner as him and his friends walk towards their next destination. Meanwhile, the episode ends with one last scene from Team Rocket, who had blasted off into a forest where a whole bunch of Fearow and Spearow lived, leading the Fearow and Spearow to get angry at them and peck them relentlessly. Definitely reminds me of the Pidgeot goodbye episode.